Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I'm just going to take care of a few housekeeping items before we get started. You'll all be muted to reduce the noise, but you can ask any questions by clicking the orange arrow on the control panel along the side of your screen, and then just type in the question. All the questions will be answered at the end of the presentation, and any questions we don't have time for will be answered via email. Try to watch the presentation in full screen mode to maximize your enjoyment. And you might need to adjust your volume. The presentation will be about 30 minutes long. My name is Nadine Doucette, and I work out of the Yonge Street office in Halifax. I've been with CAA for about 29 years now, and I'm a huge fan of cruising. Experiential travel is my new passion, with Antarctica being at the top of my bucket list. Though it's not safe to travel right now, it doesn't hurt to plan and to dream for the future. Joining me tonight is Dolores Fredrickson. She's from our St. John office in New Brunswick, and she has a few words to say right now.
Thank you, Nadine. Good evening, everyone. So yes, my name is Dolores Fredrickson. I am the travel advisor in the St. John office. I've been with CAA Atlantic now for just under 3 years and in the travel industry for 11 years. Working with our members here in St. John that seek luxury travel, Seabourn Cruise Lines offers unique, all-inclusive luxury cruise vacations featuring ports of call around the globe, with service consistently ranked best of the best. If you're looking for an intimate ship with a private club atmosphere, this is a presentation I know you will enjoy. I will now take you over to our Business Development Manager for Eastern Canada. Lori Patterson is in her 21st year with Holland America Line, and now almost 7 years representing the ultra luxury brand of Seabourn when they joined under the Holland America Line family. Lori has extensive cruise experience, and her love of cruising has now expanded to the luxury space at Seabourn. Lori's bucket now includes expedition cruising, and the goal is to sail in January of 2022 to Norway on the inaugural season of the venture with her husband and daughter. Experiential travel and making memories is what it's all about. Without further ado, Lori, we are very much looking forward to your presentation and learning more about Seabourn.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dolores, and thank you, Nadine. And welcome everybody to my presentation this evening. It's a pleasure to be here. And as always with our partners at CAA Travel, this is a great opportunity for us to come and talk about the wonderful brand that is Seabourn and the wonderful destinations that we're going to take you to this evening, specifically expedition cruising and into the Antarctic waters. As you know what, I'm just going to turn off my screen so you have the presentation to look at instead of me. So there's lots to talk about tonight. I'm going to dive in, and we're going to talk about the Seabourn company. So I'm just going to advance my slides here. Here we go. And there we have the lovely Nadine and her bucket list, and hopefully we'll be sailing on Seabourn down to Antarctica, and with our penguins in the background. And Dolores from St. John, thank you very much for that introduction, ladies. I really appreciate it. And this is me. So I'm going to be doing a presentation this evening, and we're going to be talking about the wonderful brand that is Seabourn. I want to talk about the what, the why, and the who of expedition travel. How are you going to be doing some expedition travel in the year to come, or the next couple of years, and about the evolution of Seabourn brand and our new expedition ship that we will be launching, the Seabourn Venture. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the expedition, the all-inclusive difference with Seabourn, and I'm going to show you some artist renderings of our new ship to be launched this year. So she is even yet to hit the water. So we have lots to talk about tonight, and specifically some destinations of the wonderful brand that we sail into, and some, of course, offers for CAA and your wonderful membership that entitles you to. So I'm just going to get started here. There we go. So first off, what is on everybody's mind is, of course, the safety of travel. And as Nadine said, right now, it is not the ideal time for everybody to be sailing. And especially Canadians, and of course, with our borders being closed and a lot of safety protocols not quite nailed down, it's really, really important that we make sure that safety, of course, is the priority before we return to sail, with not only Holland America, but of course with Seabourn. So the luxury space that is Seabourn is really, you know, ideally suited to be traveling in the next little while, because there's so much space and so much comfort on Seabourn. And we have really designed all of the protocols. We are working with science as well as the medical field, as well, of course, as of the CDC, to make sure that our health and safety protocols are really clear for everybody that is sailing with us. And of course, the safety of our crew and our guests is paramount. So we will be following and making all of this information public, and it's actually on our website right now. But this all will be readily available to any guests that are sailing with Seabourn prior to your departure, of course, so you will be very well versed in all of the protocols and all of the you know, new things that are going to happen in the landscape that will be travel in the years to come. And of course, the expertise of the CAA advisors that will be assisting you, they will be fully versed in all of the protocols with all of the cruise lines. But right now, what is going to be happening, we are going to be doing, of course, screening and testing prior to embarkation. We will be doing what's called dynamic boarding times, so we will be staggering our boarding times. But the beautiful thing about Seabourn is that there are not thousands of your closest friends sailing with you. It's a very small, intimate group, so you're never going to be standing in line with a lot of people. So having staggered times gives you even more distancing and lots of comfort levels. So, you know, when you are arriving in destination, you can be relaxed as we get you on board. So everybody will be in their bubbles or their cohorts to maintain that safety environment. People traveling together, of course, will be encouraged to be in restaurants and bars. That's where we're going to be boarding people and welcoming them. All of our crew will be wearing masks. All of our guests ages 2 and up will have to be wearing masks in the public areas. So this is all going to be mandatory, and this is all compliant with CDC standards. And of course, masks will be provided, but most people will be bringing their own, but we will have lots to spare for everybody, so don't have to worry about that. And of course, our physical distancing, that will be all maintained in the terminal, as I mentioned, as well as on board. And of course, during our shore excursions when you're sailing. And we are going to be expanding our ventilation systems to include really state-of-the-art filtering systems and, you know, the new technology that is going to be specifically designed for the new safety protocols that are going to be in place. And of course, enhanced sanitation, so the cleaning, the cleaners that we're using on board is going to be enhanced, and all of the food and the style that we serve and deliver will be enhanced in a proper protocol for more safety. So we're going to be using different disinfectants. And all of this is really designed to not infringe on the guest experience. So when you're on board, we don't want to make the safety and the protocols more important than where it is that you're sailing to. So it's all going to be designed within the Seabourn comfort. And all of our staff and crew, of course, will be vaccinated. We have not made it official about the vaccine, and we are actually probably going to be making an announcement within the next couple of weeks about mandatory vaccines for all of our guests as well as our crew. So stay tuned for that, because that is an ever-evolving scenario for all the cruise lines as we all plan our return to sail. So first off, I want to introduce you very quickly to the Seabourn fleet. Now, we have been around for just over 30 years now, and we in the luxury space have the youngest ships. So that is really key for us, because you can see here, all of these ships are identical, which really makes it easy for us to deliver that ultra luxury experience that we do at Seabourn. Now, we have the Odyssey, the Sojourn, and the Quest, which are uniquely designed with only 229 suites. And our newest ships, the Encore and the Ovation, just launched in 2016 and then 2018, hosting just under 600 guests on board. All of these ships are literally identical deck plans, so it makes it very convenient for people traveling on one ship. And if you want to sail to a new destination. You don't have to relearn a ship. You just all have to get on board and settle in. Today, I want to talk about expedition cruising on our brand new ship, the Seabourn Venture. So our venture ship is going to be launched in December of this year. She was delayed slightly because actually she wanted to be launched in July of this year, but of course with all of the COVID situation we've had, everything was delayed and set back. So the ship will be launched December in Norway. So I'm going to talk about how that is going to appear and what's going to happen. This will be followed by a sister ship in 2022, and we have yet to name her, but we're very excited to be launching a sister ship to the Venture. These ships are very unique in the fact that they're just over 260 guests on board, so beautiful size of ship and lots of unique features in the Seabourn style. So of course, when you're talking about expedition travel specifically, it's kind of nice to talk about what is expedition and why people do this experiential travel and who this is really designed to suit, because not everybody is really familiar with what expedition traveling is. And I think people have this conjured idea that you have to rough it when you're expedition cruising. You know, we're not on freighters. This is not a Shackleton experience. This is designed in Seabourn style, and we're going to approach this with all of that Seabourn amenities and the atmosphere and the ultra luxury brand of Seabourn, taking you to some unique expedition destinations. So really, expedition sailing is truly a way of experience destinations with a world-class expedition team on board, and they have academic scientists and naturalists on board, so you can learn about some of the world's most remote regions with this world-class expedition team. And why on an expedition? And I think this is really, really key as to ask why you want to do an expedition cruise, because it is something that is really, really appealing to me now as I get more into what expedition cruising is. But this is really designed for you to interact and engage with the destination, as well as to get a much better understanding and intimate experiences of the world that we live in. We really want to go further and take you closer in to see some of these unique ports of call, some destinations that many people will never get to or have never been to, and to see situations like this where you see polar bears walking on ice, where you see some unique wildlife. I just think this is going to be, and I have to say, what we have seen is the growth in the expedition industry, period. This is one of the strongest growth areas in cruise in general. But at Seabourn, you know, it's not a race for us. We want to make sure that this experience is as best as it can possibly be for you. So who is going to be the expedition traveler? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But if you're signed on here, I know you have a good desire to learn more about expedition cruising, not only Antarctica, but all of the places that we sail to, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But the expedition traveler, this is really for everybody at every age group. There's really no limit. I think if you have a desire to experience the world in a different style and to be educated as you go, you are an expedition traveler. So Seabourn, this is not new to Seabourn, and our evolution in expedition cruising began actually in 2011, when we really thought seriously and started gathering a team of expedition leaders to make this a world-class experience. So we began our maiden season in Antarctica way back in 2013 with this dedicated expedition team. And we had our Zodiac and our wet landing program started in 2015, and we were one of the first to start this type of programming in this style of ultra luxury. And in 2018, we made the announcement to build 2 ultra luxury purpose-built expedition ships, which we will be launching this December in 2021 with our brand new ship, the Venture, as I mentioned, followed by her sister ship. So, to introduce you to the Seabourn Venture, this is the brand new ship, and you can see the style and the unique creation that this ship is, and she has been purposely built to sail in expedition waters, specifically the Arctic and the Antarctic. She is a PC6 hull design, just over 24,000 gross tons, and will host over 260 very lucky guests. She's equipped with 24 Zodiacs, double and single, 2 6-seater submarines, all oceanfront veranda suites. Really one of the most technologically advanced expedition ships in the industry. And we are so excited to have this a part of the Seabourn fleet. I cannot tell you, I can hardly wait. You can see how sleek this ship is and how uniquely designed. But the best part of this ship is that it has thousands of square feet of open viewing deck space. So here, this is a great ship of the, or pardon me, a picture of the back of the ship with the infinity pool, but you can see all of the open deck space, 8 bar and lounge areas, all floor to ceiling windows. So it is really about viewing the world in an expedition style ship. So her inaugural season will be December 21st, and we will start Norway, and we are going to be doing the amazing Norwegian coastline. And this is really designed for people looking for a very unique experience. We're going to be sailing from Dover up the coast, the Norwegian coast, to be Norwegian winters, specifically designed to see and experience the Northern Lights. But I have to say, this particular itinerary is going to cross off many bucket lists for many expedition people who are curious about these destinations and expedition cruising. I'm very excited to say that we will be launching our submarines in this area. We're going to be doing the Zodiac programming. We also have kayaks all the way up to the North Cape. So you're going to be crossing the Arctic Circle on 12-day beautiful itinerary in Seabourn style. So what the difference here, and really you need to focus when you're looking in the marketplace for expedition cruising, is what it is that we're going to be offering on board Seabourn. Not only are these PC6 ice strengthened hulls, so these ships, they're not an icebreaker. So these are not ships that jump on top of ice where they break the ice, but they are designed to cruise through ice. So they have Azipod maneuvering technology for superior stability, safety, and comfort of these ships. But what is really key is we have 26 world-class expedition team leaders that are going to be in the submarines with you. They're going to be doing the expeditions, the kayaking with you. Absolutely key to the whole experience. So when you are in Antarctica, and when you are in a Zodiac, and when you are going into South Georgia Island, you really want to make sure you are with the best leaders that are going to tell you all about the destinations that you're going to be experiencing. And again, all oceanfront suites, some very unique itineraries with beautiful style and size of ships, and able to do, like I said, the submarine experience, the Zodiacs, snorkeling, as well as scuba diving in some of these different destinations that we're going to be taking to you, all in Seabourn style. World-class dining. We have this fantastic open bridge policy, so you can actually go up to the bridge and experience these destinations sailing with the captain and the crew. It is very, very unique experience. And of course, all in an environment where tipping is neither required nor expected. Complimentary premium spirits and fine wines paired with every single meal. This is truly a ultra luxury experience, as well as a world-class educational experiential trip. And of course, our beautiful spa and wellness centers with Dr. Andrew Weil. This really completes and rounds out your whole expedition experience. I just want to show you a few very quick artist renderings, because the ship, as I said, is not even in the water yet, but you'll be able to see this expedition lounge. So we have a beautiful lounge area where you'll be able to hang out with all of your fellow passengers and talk about your day's experiences, what you've seen, what you're going to see. We've got these touch screen TVs where they're going to be running commentaries all day on board. And of course, we have a magnificent Discovery Center. So this area acts as the academic center for our cultural programming and the educational component of the cruising. So we can accommodate all of the guests on board at one time. This is going to be our audiovisual experience for our guests. So of course, at night on board an expedition ship, we don't have a Broadway style review, but we have our conversationalists and our world expedition leaders talking to you about where it is that you're going to be sailing to and what you're going to be experiencing the next day. So this is an opportunity here to view this and take part in the educational component. And then we have these very unique spaces called the landing zones. So this is where we hold all of our equipment. So when you're in Antarctica, our Zodiac equipment and the boots and all of the equipment that is required for you to get on land in Antarctica. So this, we will be spending 6 days in the Antarctic waters where you will be loaded into Zodiacs and actually doing experiences on land in South Georgia Island, but we provide all of the equipment from these landing zones. So this area here has all of this sterilized equipment for you that you will be able to use. So you do not have to bring anything with you except perhaps a hat and some gloves of your own. So those that parka that you see there in the picture, that is actually going to be a parting gift for you to take home with you, but everything else is all supplied for you. We even supply you with our partner Swarovski with crystal binoculars. So everybody gets a pair of those to take with you. So for ultimate viewing, wildlife viewing, you will have that on board with you as well. So here's our submarine, and I can hardly wait to be launching this. And this is going to be in the Antarctic waters. So this is really probably one of the key features, because literally a handful of people in the world have been underwater in Antarctica. So this is going to be an opportunity for you to, and everybody that is on our Antarctic voyage, we will divide you up in groups. You will have this opportunity to be in our submarine. So this is going to be launched from the ship, and you will be able to see here, we have these submarines, and they will be launched in the water. We actually have a boat that sails with you. You will be taken out to the submarine and lowered down into the water. And the glass here that you can see in the submarines is actually a reflective index where you cannot see the difference between the water and the glass. So you have the ultimate underwater Antarctic experience that very, very few people will ever have the opportunity to do. So we are very excited for this opportunity to present this to our guests. And not only with the kayaks, but the expedition leaders will be right with you on the submarine. So this is going to be the ultimate experience for anybody looking to explore Antarctica in this style. So the Zodiac experience, as I mentioned, you'll have 6 days in the channels of Antarctica, where I'll be taking you to South Georgia Island, which is one of the largest penguin rookeries in the world. You will have the opportunity to walk on land and sit with the penguins and chat with them. They're very curious. They love to sit beside you. They're a little smelly, but they are amazing. And I think this is going to be a fantastic opportunity for every guest on board to talk about Antarctica when you get home. And guaranteed, everybody and every trip that you will be on after this will be probably the highlight of everybody's expedition lives. And after your expedition days, you can actually come back and experience our fabulous dining room, our grill by Thomas Keller, for some very unique cuisine. And this is, of course, open seating dining. You could sit with whomever you like. This is fabulous dining experience for you. And here's our Seabourn Square Cafe, where you can meet for a lovely cocktail or coffee before or after dinner. And of course, we have our unique pool decks. And this is for, and you can see how beautifully uncrowded this is, but this is for your chance to view. And this is that opportunity I mentioned, where that extraordinary deck space, and you will see many people sitting out here in their parka in Antarctica waters, because we will be there in the middle of their summertime. So you will have the opportunity, I guarantee you, to sit outside and have the optimum viewing experience of the most beautiful part of the world in the Antarctic waters. So for glacier viewing, for icebergs, and just to have the opportunity to sit outside and watch Antarctica unfold before you. And of course, you can do that by our aft deck, which is just off of our colonnade style dining area. So we have 8 venues, as I said, where you can dine or lounge. Lots of viewing space, lots of public comfort space. And of course, where are you going to be sleeping when you are on board? So I just want to also give you a very quick glimpse into our fabulous accommodation. I mentioned these are all veranda oceanfront suites. Very beautiful, generous suites, really designed for you to spend a lot of time relaxing in a very luxurious space. So you can see here, this is our fabulous winter garden suite where we have an upstairs bedroom for you. And I remember when I saw this first, I thought, gosh, who would put a TV and block that beautiful view right in front of the gorgeous window? But that TV actually folds down into the credenza, so it does not block your view. So you can sit and have a beautiful coffee in the morning and watch the Antarctic waters unfold before you. So this is, you can see the luxury that you're going to be experiencing when you're sailing to these destinations. And of course, our signature suite. So this gives you the ultimate in space accommodation here. Lots of beautiful new accommodation in the Seabourn on these ships. The panorama suite here, I absolutely love this. So very comfortable. Again, the floor to ceiling windows giving you optimum viewing space. And of course, our penthouse suites, we've got 26 different penthouses on board. So lots of unique accommodation designed for people to have the ultimate in relaxation. And this is our standard veranda suite, but you can see here how gorgeous the verandas are and how lovely that would be to be sipping your wonderful Seabourn champagne and just watching the world sail by into our magnificent destinations of our expedition cruising. So not only do we have the Antarctic waters, but we will be sailing into the Arctic and of course the Amazon, and as well as our seasonal, what we call our migration. So when our ship is moving from Norway this winter, she'll be going over to Greenland as well as Iceland, down the east coast of the Canadian, in St. John's into Newfoundland, the Canadian coastline, then down into the Caribbean for a very short season, going through the Panama Canal, down the west coast of South America, down into Chilean fjords, where the ship will be home ported in Ushuaia for the winter season of Antarctica. So this is where we will be doing our programming, featuring the 3-day South Georgia experience and the 6-day Antarctic experience. So here you will have the Antarctic Peninsula there, which is about 700 miles still from the Antarctic, from the South Pole. So this is really, I have to say, one of my, well, actually it is my top bucket list destination to get to. I'm really hoping that I can do this in January. This is someplace that I have longed to go, and I think this is going to be a destination, well, we know it is already been a very popular destination with Seabourn over the years, but now on the Seabourn venture and with this expedition team that we have in place, this is going to be a program like no other. Because of that opportunity to visit South Georgia, which many other expedition lines do not go to just because of the remoteness and the difficulty that it is to get to. We're also going to be taking you to the Falkland Islands and the Malvinas. This is just, I can't say enough about this. The La Mer Channel, all of these destinations here, you are going to be taken here by the leaders and have an amazing educational experience in Antarctica. Once we finish the Antarctic season, which is going to run from December through till the end of February, which is their summertime, we will be taking you up into the Amazon region. So if perhaps this is a destination that you have wanted to go to, you will be able to get to in Seabourn style. We are going to actually be sailing and taking you right up to Iquitos. Many of the lines only take you into Manaus, but we are going way above and beyond past Manaus. And this is really a unique experience that no other line will be able to show you like Seabourn. So we're going to again have that kayaking experience and the leaders taking you up into Iquitos. So I can hardly wait until we get this program started. So I wanted to thank you for tuning in this evening. I know we don't have a lot of time together, but if you have any questions, we can address them tonight, or you can talk to the CAA advisors about Antarctica, about Seabourn. Just for tuning in tonight and learning about a little bit about expedition cruising. There's so much more that we could talk about. We're going to be offering, of course, a shipboard credit if you're talking about booking a Seabourn cruise with CAA, but with our partnership, which is so very special with Holland America as well as Seabourn and CAA, it really means a lot to you. It brings you the extra value of giving you an additional shipboard credit of $500 per suite on select sailings with Seabourn. So this is an opportunity for you to have that extra credit just for being a CAA member. Now, I know a lot of people may not be ready to sail yet, but please know that we have what's called our Book with Confidence. So this gives you an opportunity, if you did want to book and take advantage of being able to cancel if you did not feel comfortable at time of sailing. So this gives you an opportunity to cancel and get 100% future cruise credit. So there's no risk for you losing your money. You could just put that money on a credit and book when you feel comfortable. So this is really a program that we've put into place because we know not everybody is ready to sail quite yet. We are also offering a 10% early bonus savings. So if you are interested in booking, we give you a wonderful 10% early booking bonus, which is really quite substantial if you're booking by June 30th of this year. And of course, our savings event on right now, we have an offer of additional shipboard credits plus free internet at a 50% reduced deposit. So this is really, really good value in addition to the tremendous value and expertise that CAA travel advisors are offering for you. And I wanted to thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to welcoming you on board Seabourn and taking you down to Antarctica or the Amazon or the Arctic or wherever your expedition desires wish you to go. Please pop into CAA. And of course, they can always get in touch with me if, or do we have any questions? I'm going to actually hand you back to Dolores, and she can see if there's been any questions that we need to address tonight.
Well, first, I would like to thank you so much, Lori. What an amazing presentation. And the submarine, wow,
Right?
that is so unique. So looking at the questions, I don't see any questions that are here for us right now. However, if there are any questions, please send along them to travel@atlantic.caa.ca, and you'll be sure to be paired with the closest CAA branch. Or if you already have a travel advisor at CAA, please do reach out to them. You can also visit our website at atlantic.caa.ca/travel. Everyone here at CAA Atlantic Travel would like to thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We know, of course, it's not safe to travel right now, but keeping the dream alive is so very important. Stay safe and take care.